Hi, everyone, and welcome to the podcast. Today, we have a very interesting personnel here with us. Her name is Gloria. So, Gloria, go ahead, tell us about yourself.
Okay, my name is Ibe Nkem Gloria, the data scientist. I studied at Harvard University, and I think that's all.
All right. So, can you share your journey with us? What led you into statistics and data science? Is there anything that really sparked your interest? I know it's a more like most people now. Most people want to go into data science, data analytics, artificial intelligence, and the rest of them. So, what really sparked the interest for you to go into that journey?
Okay, well, I say my journey has been a long one though, but I'll start somewhere. So, after NYC, I had to volunteer with an NGO. Yeah, I needed the experience because, trust me, when you're out of school, most people don't even find their bearings. So, during the course of the volunteering, you want to learn and you have to show interest that you want to learn. If not, you just keep going to the office and, just come back and all of that. But I know I wanted more. So one day I woke up to one of the top managers there and I got talking with him because I didn't just want just carrying files, writing letters, and like I wanted more. And
Yeah.
so he asked, okay, what was my initial ambition before studying biochemistry? Because I
Mm.
studied biochemistry in my first degree. Of course, everybody wanted to study medicine. He liked the idea of being called a doctor and
Yeah.
all that. So I explained my journey with him. He said, why did why was it that I wanted to study medicine?
Mm.
And I said I wanted to save life, but I didn't mention the idea of being called Dr. Thing.
Yeah.
But he understood my interest, right? And luckily, what we're doing was not just far from things around health. We're into HIV response, so it's also in line with saving lives, but now at the population level. And from there, I didn't, relent. I kept wanting to learn and all of that.
Right.
Then I later got a full employment with another organization. They were not even into health per se, but they
Mm.
are more of into advocacy, like social accountability, stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I still had it at the back of my mind. I wanted something related to health and I
Mm.
wanted to save life. And, so while earning my money and all of that, and the opportunity came and my mentor at the former office had to share the link with me.
Yeah.
So he understood the whole thing and we know the advantage of making decisions with informed insights from data
Mm.
and the aspect of the course that had to do with health and all of that. So he shared the link. Initially I was scared because the school fees was much and I was like, oh my god, how do I do this? But then I decided to give it a trial and I
Mm.
applied. But
Right.
sincerely, I didn't even look at the statistics part of it. I just all what I was seeing at the time was data science, making informed decision, health policy, influencing health policy, and all of that. So
Mm.
I didn't see the statistics part of it. But I know I love maths, but not statistics. Then when I read the brochure, read everything on the site, I made the application reluctantly. But then I know I wanted to do it. The school fees were discouraging, but I said, okay, anyhow, let's go.
Mm.
And that was how I applied. And I got the admission. I started off. And the first semester, I saw concept of probability and statistics. And I'm like, oh, because I know. And that was it. And I didn't even concentrate on that course. And that particular course messed me up. And that was when I had to sit up and like, oh no, I cannot.
I am guilty.
Yeah. But what caught my interest during that first semester was there was this course called Project Learning from Data. So it was so exciting, having to handle data and you're able to, visualize it. Then from visualizing, you're able to run simple analysis like regression. You just saw how things worked and
Yeah.
how insights from those things can actually influence decision making. And that was just it for me. And it kept me going. Even when the going got tough, I said, no, there was no backing down. This is what I want.
Doing it. So what are the tools that you use like daily when you're working, especially in terms of data statistics or data analysis and the rest of it? What are the tools that you use mostly?
Okay, in terms of so I use R actually for my analysis in terms of software and all of that. But there are statistical methodologies that we work with depending on the kind of issue or the kind of data you're handling, right? We have the regression, linear regression, the logistic regression, and all of that mixed. We have a whole lot of them. So it depends on the data you're handling at the time.
Okay, so in real world, I'm sure you have worked on real world projects, right? So the real world projects that you have worked on in terms of data science, right? What are the impacts? Or generally speaking, can you describe the impact of data science in real world projects?
Okay, let me share the one I did in my thesis. So I worked with COVID-19 data from Belgium. And on analyzing that data, I did a spatiotemporal modeling on that data, and I was able to see how the vaccination and the incidence of COVID-19 spread across different provinces in Belgium. And for me, it was so insightful because beyond mere visualization, using models really helped you because what people miss out in data science, or when I say in data generally, is when they just visualize data, for them they feel like this is the analysis we're talking about. But you may visualize, say for instance, the number of incidents of COVID-19 across different regions, and you may be looking at one region to have more incidents compared to the other, which may not just be a direct, you cannot just compare directly because one region may actually be more populated than the other. So there are
Right.
variabilities in this region that you need to put into account, and it's models that help us do that. And I was able to see the difference when you just do the usual visualization and when you use models. Models will give you a more clearer and smoother map compared to just
So,
visualizing the raw data that way. So for
so
me,
talking about data, right? How do you approach messy or incomplete data? Of course, data cleaning is an important aspect. So how do you approach when you have messy data or
okay,
incomplete?
so when you have incomplete data, right, there are different reasons why these data are missing. It could be missing at random, missing on at random, and all of that. So what we do is because you're not even able to say, or you're not able to say it is missing at random or missing at random. So what you do, you work with assumptions, and we don't delete data, right? The method I use, or the best method I was taught, is multiple imputation, right? And you do that multiple imputation based on the assumption you're making. And afterward, you're going to do a sensitivity analysis to see if the assumption you made was actually close to being, not so biased like that. Let me put it
Right.
that way. So you use multiple imputation in handling missing data. You don't delete data. Yeah.
Great, great. Awesome. Thanks for sharing. So for someone who is listening to this conversation or watching this conversation wherever they are joining, right? What would you advise someone who is considering a career in statistics and data science? What would you advise them, to consider, especially, looking at the trend of career in 5, 10 years from now?
Yeah, if your interest, you want to make impact, you want to contribute to positive change in the society, yeah, you can go for it. But be rest assured that statistics is involved in data science, and you have to love statistics. And it is not a big deal. Like, you can pull through. I didn't do statistics as a first degree, but I learned it and it's doable. So you can.
Oh, great. So if you're listening up to this point in the video, I want you to write statistics and data science. Let's confirm to Gloria that we are following up with what she's saying and we're enjoying that conversation. All right. So my next question is in terms of how do you balance, of course, the practical implication and business needs, right? Because definitely the purpose of having all this technology or these skill sets, right, it still boils down to business. So how do you kind of balance in terms of the technical, the business needs, as well as some of other skills that will help prospective individuals who want to venture into data science or data analytics? What are the skills, or how can they manage that in terms of the business needs?
Okay, data science is well sought out for, like, they're high in demand, right? But then you need to know what you're doing for you to, get that kind of gig. And balancing the business needs. For instance, okay, I'm focusing on health, right? And there are business data scientists and all of that. So if you're interested, or if the organization is interested in making predictions, right, you can actually, deliver, or you can be so resourceful in that regards, like helping them, build models that make predictions of probably the outcome of or outbreak of an event in the future and all of that. Then there is also what is machine learning. Though I didn't do machine learning, but machine learning, it's kind of will I say, how do I put it? It's more like an automated models where you help the machine help solve problems that human beings are meant to solve. So
Right.
yeah, so those are different aspects where you can actually venture into, and yeah, you're solving problems, you're delivering solutions.
Great, great, great. So I'm sure that some people are already thinking of becoming a data scientist or a data analyst or whatever, right? And of course, artificial intelligence is also, they're all in the same class. machine learning, statistics, mathematics, data science, and the rest of it. Is there for you? Was there any concept that you kind of was surprising to you when you started out? And if you were to advise, if you were to advise your younger self, looking up right now, what would be the advice you would give to your younger self at this stage where you are currently?
Like I mentioned initially, the statistic part of it, I didn't see it coming, even though it was there on the website, clearly stated and all of that. But it was something exciting because it helped me, I had to now build relationships, like get to, reach out to people that I know that, did these things in their first degree. And I was able to yeah, and pick up on that aspect. But the statistic aspect of it was something that really, when I say it even put me on my toes because when I saw the CPS class and it wasn't funny, I had to sit up, and sitting up was something because I was just I was feeling, oh, you're the bright girl, you can just walk over it, but it wasn't like that. Like it needed more effort. So
Right.
it put me on my toes, and I was able to think through.
Awesome, awesome. So for me, I think the take home from all this is first of all, one is to build relationship, right? Because this relationship were part of things that's kind of brought you to where you are in terms of getting the mentor. The mentor came across an opportunity, shared it with you. Another thing is that opportunities are everywhere, but when those opportunities come, are we willing to take them? In your own case, you were willing to, even though you weren't sure of the journey, right? You're willing to just take the opportunity and see where it leads to, which kind of makes sense, right? And the third point will be not because we think we are the best, we should take things for granted, which was a very formidable lesson, right? And I'm glad that you were able to overcome that. And it's been a very nice time talking with you on this. And I hope that we'll be able to have more sessions like this in the future where we talk more about maybe other fields, other things. So today we just kind of talk about data science generally, but maybe the next time we can focus more on your application in terms of health sciences and see how you are currently impacting using data to draw up insights and then continue to help the health field. Because obviously data is very important when it comes to health science, in order to be able to make predictions, solve problems relating to health sciences, which kind of makes sense. So thank you very much for this session. Yeah, look forward to more in the future.
All right. Thank